tuned for the Joan Quinn Profiles. As an editor for Andy Warhol's Interview, the Los Angeles Herald-Examiner, LA Style, and Detour magazines, Joan covered the social set, the Hollywood hotshots, the international art scene, the mysteries of food, the excitement of travel, and the fabulous world of fashion. Joan continues to find creative people on the cutting edge who make things happen. Here's Joan Agajanian Quinn.
Hi, I'm Joan Quinn, and welcome to the Joan Quinn Profiles. In the studio is musician Nikhil Karula and magician Jason Latimer. Singer-guitarist Nikhil Karula was born in Newfoundland and raised in Arcadia, California. Nikhil was a founding member of the LA Children's Chorus, a group that sang at awards shows and opened for well-known singers. Then he went to USC and attended the Thornton School of Music. Things changed for you. You were an opera career-bound person.
Yes. I fell in love with classical music at a very young age, and I decided to pursue operatic training.
How did you do that? How does a kid fall in love with opera?
Well,
Living in Arcadia.
I first started singing in a church choir, and then one of the directors was founding a group called the Los Angeles Children's Chorus, and so she had asked me to be a part of it. I was actually the youngest member that was in the group.
How old were you then?
I was 9 years old.
Oh, you were? And you had a great voice then?
Yeah, I guess so.
Did it change?
Oh yeah, I went through a bunch of changes as I got older. And I just fell in love with opera. I started doing operas with Placido Domingo, and I started doing some classical pieces that just changed my life. And
I realized, actually singing?
Yeah, I did Carmen, Otello, Tosca, all at the LA Opera Company.
Was there music in your family?
Yeah, my dad he's always been a big advocate of music. He's a great singer himself.
Oh, he is, but not professional.
No. He's in the medical field.
Is he?
Yeah. So we're very different in that sense.
Well then, actually, doctors, medical people always have that ear for music.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny, isn't it?
He's a special person, definitely.
It is that funny. Did he want you to play an instrument or just sing?
No, it just kind of came about, actually. I started singing till I was in college, and once I was in college, I realized I wanted to pursue more of creating the music myself as well.
So when you got to USC, were you going to study opera?
Yeah, I was actually a vocal arts major, a vocal arts performance major there.
So did you take all the undergraduate courses and then, but you're in the School of Music?
Yeah, I took general ed courses, and then I took vocal training and operatic stage training and all kinds of courses to get me on the operatic wavelength.
So, and then you were going to be out on your own, and all of a sudden you're in a band.
Well, what changed it was just by chance I happened to live with all jazz musicians my freshman year in school, and they were phenomenal.
But were they in the School of Music too?
Yes.
Oh, so
they were all jazz studies majors.
Oh, that's why you were thrown together.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't change them.
No.
They changed
me, definitely. They taught me to just embrace music of all styles, and one of them actually put a guitar in my hands and said, "You need to play this because you can sing."
You mean, is that the first time you played the guitar? Was when you were in college?
Yeah, I was 18 years old.
Were you playing any other instrument?
I played a little bit of piano, so I could play piano.
So you knew you could tune your guitar?
Yeah, I was familiar with instruments, but guitar definitely took over.
Well, tell us, we have a CD. Is this your first?
This is my first CD, yes.
And this is with the band?
This is with the band.
It's called Nikhil.
Mm-hmm.
And how did you choose that name?
Well, it's actually my first name, Nikhil Karula, and it actually means victorious people. It's got a Greek root, but it's an Indian name. And the band decided, since I'm writing all the music and I write most of the parts as well, that it'd be a good idea just to go by my first name.
So the band is called Nikhil.
Mm-hmm.
And how many members in the band?
6 members. And they're all amazing musicians.
Tell us about them, because when I played the CD, I was going, oh, I've got to remember, it's calypso. Oh, it's Afro-American jazz. It's jazz. It's big band sound. There were so many sounds in this. And then when I heard the whistle blow, this is like really cool. What is this?
It's a little bit of calypso, a little bit of reggae, a little bit of African influence with Latin rhythms, some rock, some funk, some bluesy
Lots of percussion.
influences. Yes.
Who was that
The
member?
percussionist was Jack Lees, and the drummer was Lorca Hart, and they work really well together. They're amazing musicians. They're both jazz musicians.
Lorca Hart, what a great name.
Yeah, he's a great, great drummer. I really love playing music with everybody in the band.
And then who else? Then you have a bass?
I have a bassist. His name is Ethan Phillips. Lead guitar is Anthony King, and saxophonist named Dan Boise.
And the saxophone changes the whole sound.
Yeah, it definitely gives it a jazz influence, you know, if anything, but just gives it a lot of life.
Who writes the music?
I write all the songs.
So do you write, when you write the song, you write the lyrics?
Actually, I write the music first. I mean, music's always been the primary force in my life.
So you write the music, and do you write it for those instruments to come in and make that sound, or do they improvise after that?
They definitely improvise, and we come
do?
together and write parts together. But I've definitely written some parts in the past, so I love writing music. It's one of my favorite things to do.
But you weren't writing music. You were singing opera.
I was singing opera, but one of the things was, because I was immersed in operatic literature, I got the chance to just study scores and understand the way you know, they compose these beautiful pieces of art.
So that made it easier for you to write the music, and then, but isn't there like some kind of cadence or a special way you have to write lyrics?
I think lyrics is all about what you're reading. I think it's, in order to write great lyrics, you have to read great literature. So I love reading, and I think when I write lyrics, I really think about the romantics, and I try to write poetry.
But where do those influences come from?
They're all over the place. I mean, I like lyricists and librettists from, you know, 20th century, 19th century. I love artists now, you know, people like Bob Dylan, Dave Matthews, the Beatles. I love all of those musicians. They just write great lyrics.
So you listen to all that music. Yeah, but that, you can't write lyrics from something that someone else has written, right?
Everything is inspired, and that's what it really is all about. You know, I think everybody has a story to tell, and when I write, it's from the heart, and I'm trying to reach people's hearts.
There's love stories.
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything.
Are they like...
Women are a big influence.
Are they? What's the first track?
Love Will Make Your Day.
And then there's another one where love is in your veins. What is that?
That's the first lyric.
Is it?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's just basically, the feeling of love is so overwhelming. It's you know, and at any given moment, it can just enter your whole soul.
Is that what the words are?
Yeah, it's basically, I feel loving coming through my veins.
Oh, that's what
Watch
it
the
was.
sunrise. You know, it's just poetic.
Have you played only in LA, or have you played across the country?
Right now, we've just played in LA, and we just recently did a TV spot in San Diego, and we're going up the coast slowly but surely.
All right, so because it's brand new, it's a brand new band.
We just played at the House of Blues, just played at the Viper Room, and
Yeah,
some pretty big venues.
Temple Bar.
Yeah, we just did the Temple Bar a couple days ago, actually.
What about campuses? Have you played at schools?
We're starting to right now, actually. We're starting to get in there slowly but surely, because that's definitely our demographic.
Tell me, when you write something like this, how the rest of the band reacts to it.
That's the most moving part of this whole thing, is seeing their response to the songs. I mean, they love it. And when they love it, I mean, when you have 6 people in a room creating something that everybody loves from the beginning.
You mean just listen?
It's just a beautiful experience, you know. It's almost, it's synchronicity, it's serendipity, it's all of those things at the same time.
Well, that's the big thing about bands staying together, you know. There's always one that wants to take the lead. That's why it was surprising that it's named after you, so that it'll always have that format, won't it?
Right. Well, they're amazing musicians, and everybody, including myself, believes it's all about the music, and it always will be. And we're all friends. We've all been friends from the get-go.
They all live here?
They're all LA-based.
You just got some fabulous award. What was it?
Music Connection actually just voted as top 100 bands in the country for the entire year.
Which is great, in the country.
It's pretty awesome.
That's why I asked if you'd played across the country.
No, actually, they just have people doing reviews for us, and we actually just had a review that came out today, and it's been pretty exciting. So,
it's you're probably the most ethnic person in the band, right?
I'd probably
Is there
say
anyone
that, yeah.
else? Is there
from
different backgrounds?
I'd probably say I'm the most ethnic in the band, for sure.
Well, you have an Indian background.
Yes.
How ethnic would the sound go?
I
Or
think
do
the
you
music
plan-
it's very world influenced, and that's one thing that I've been really blessed. I've been lucky enough to travel all over the world, and there was something that I found in every country that I went to that really just made my heart sing, and that's what I want to incorporate on this journey, you know?
But why were you traveling?
My dad is a really big advocate of the world is your school, and he
Is he?
really thought that it's important to be well-rounded in everything that you do, and he took us on a lot of trips. He took our whole family on a lot of trips. And
So you went as a group.
Yeah.
How big is your family?
just 4 of us, my mom, my dad, my older brother, and myself.
And is your brother musical?
Not so many ways.
No?
He wants to go into politics, so
I mean, like,
we're very
here
different.
you are. You're like the shining star of the music world. Because I put this on and I went, this CD, this guy isn't using any gimmicks.
No, it's the real deal. It's the real
You know,
deal.
your voice is strong. And I was going, this isn't what kids do nowadays.
No, definitely not. It's definitely something different.
No mechanical engineering.
No, music is such a powerful force in my life, and it's something I want to do for the rest of my life.
Well, you brought your guitar. What kind of guitar do you play?
It's a Martin guitar, actually.
Can you just...
You want me to play a little?
Just a little. We have a couple of minutes left.
She opens my eyes and paints a smile on my face. Her face is a canvas, her body divine. She captures my soul and keeps my heart waiting. Tomorrow the sun will rise. When I look in her eyes, when I look in her eyes.
Thanks for looking at my eyes.
No worries.
Beautiful. Do we think we'll ever see you back on the opera stage?
There is one role that I'd love to do, and it's La Boheme.
Because you love that.
I love La Boheme. Puccini's my favorite operatic composer.
So you think you would? Could you easily go back? Or do you have to train your voice again?
It's something you definitely have to train for, but I've had such strong training in my life that I think as I go on, on my musical journey, I think it's something I'll always fall back on. I love it. Yeah.
I'm so glad you were with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Nikhil Karula, and watch for this. I'm going to hold it up, Nikhil. And don't go away, because we'll be right back with Jason Latimer, and he's going to not play the guitar, but he's going to play with his card tricks. Hi, and welcome back. I'm Joan Quinn, and I'm here with Jason Latimer, a performer and a magician. Jason was born in Oregon and raised in Agoura. He graduated from Agoura Hills High, and he went to the University of Santa Barbara. In fact, you haven't graduated yet, have you?
No.
You took this journey on performing. Was it anything that you learned at the University of Santa Barbara?
Well, I designed a lot of tricks at UC Santa Barbara with the help of the physics department.
You do?
Oh yeah, all the time. Machine shop in the physics department. I used to be a physics major for a while, and then I became a mathematics and economics major.
Those things don't seem to go with magicians. How did that happen?
Well, I've always been in magic. I've been doing magic for roughly about 13 years now, and I've grown up at the Magic Castle in Hollywood.
How does a child get interested in magic? Tell us what that is.
Oh, I think I was struck by the magic bug, like most kids are at the age of 9. And
really?
Yeah, and I just got really into it. And
but what happened? Did you see someone performing?
Yes, I saw a professional performer. One of the best things that's happened to me was when I was younger. I didn't get into a magic set. I got into seeing a real live professional performer, and that's very startling when you first see it. And since then, I've been hooked. And I've studied books and videos and studied with magicians, and I went to the Magic Castle's junior program and I studied with them for a while.
They have children's classes?
Yeah, it's not
basically?
designed to teach magic. It's designed to how to make it better. So once you know magic, you audition to get in, and once you're in, there's a class for about 50 students across the country, and we meet once a month and we study the art, and we basically get better, and by the time we're 21, we're a performer of the Magic Castle.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's exactly how it is.
So they are nurturing this group of people coming up into
Future magicians, yeah.
That's so great.
Yeah, it's great. And
But did your family encourage you?
Yeah, my family, my father's more of an aspect of education-wise, so he makes sure I go to school.
Yeah, I'm glad.
And my mom's the same way, but my mom was also a choreographer and a dancer when she was younger, and she was in show business as an actress as well. So she's rooting for the magic, but she also agrees with the education. So
when you were growing up, did you do little magic shows for your friends?
all the time, all the time.
It sounds so dumb, doesn't it?
Yeah,
But I bet
it's
you
a
did.
stepping stone for magic. You just gotta do all the little shows, and then eventually it gets bigger and bigger. And
Were you like the most popular kid in your room because they'd always want you to come to the parties?
oh, I don't know about in the room. There's a lot of practice that goes into magic, and it's a wasted childhood. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's more along the lines of it's a lot of fun for
Do
me.
you have certain magicians that you admire?
Yes.
And who might those be?
Lance Burton. Lance Burton
Oh.
of Monte Carlo in Las Vegas. He's an excellent magician. I've always looked up to him as one of the best.
Is there a certain venue? Is it always Las Vegas that we have to think about?
There's lots of venues. The Magic Castle is a very special one. It's got different showrooms of every level of magic, from close-up magic to stage magic to parlor magic, which is like in between.
Well, what about the rest of the world?
There's
the rest of the country,
There's
actually.
lots of cabaret shows out in Europe. There's also venues all over the place, from theme parks to cruise ships to...
So you can work, you can always get a job as a magician.
It's pretty much like a performance art. You just gotta, hope and cross your fingers and hope that you... But if you're doing something you like, you just enjoy doing it.
So you have a show,
Yes.
and what's it called?
Well, I'm on a tour show through California right now, and it's called It's Magic, and it's produced by the Magic Castle with Terry Hill and Milt Larson. And
Milt Larson was a great person in magic.
yeah,
wasn't he?
he's him and his brother started the Magic Castle back a while ago in 1963, and what's it called? They put on a show that starts in San Luis Obispo, and it moved all the way down in Southern California to as far as Escondido, and there's the next one's this Saturday at Long Beach.
Oh, so they just move it around to different venues?
Yeah.
And how many magicians are in it?
Oh, it averages about 6 or 7.
Is that right? And do each of you have your own certain...
Yep, we all had it.
What is it? Tell me
It's
what it
magic.
is.
It's like a collage of all the best magicians, and like, in fact, almost you could probably get away with saying one of the things you have to do to be on the show is being like an award-winning magician from anywhere from Las Vegas style to comedy and whatnot.
And you are an award-winning. You just won
Yes.
this Grand Prix of Magic from where? Europe?
Yeah,
So-
I recently won the title World Champion of Magic, and I won it in the Netherlands at The Hague.
Were you there?
Well, I had to be there to win it. Yeah.
Was it a competition?
Yeah, it was a competition. 150 contestants selected over
Oh my
47
gosh.
countries over 3 years. It's every 3 years is the contest.
Wow, that's really impressive.
Yeah, thank you.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm technically the third American to ever win the World Championship in Magic, behind Lance Burton, Johnny Ace Palmer, and myself.
And so young. Are you one of the youngest?
One of the youngest, I believe the second youngest. Lance was 21.
That is so incredible. That's great. Now, when you start, you were going to tell me what different expertises people who make up a show.
Oh, there's
What is your expertise?
Well, I like all forms of magic. In fact, I perform almost every form of magic. But my favorite is close-up magic, which is more of a smaller venue. But It's Magic, which is a theater setting, I do a stage show rather than my close-up show.
Well, how do you do a stage show? I mean, who tells you what to wear? How do you go about it?
Oh, I have a lot of help from all the other magicians from the Magic Castle.
They tell you what to do?
Well, they don't really tell you what to do, but they tell you what looks right and how things look right, and you find your own character as you grow up. And
You don't need a director?
Oh, I have friends and directors and mentors up the.
Is that what happens? Then how do you know if you wear this shirt and they say, this is the perfect shirt, or you should wear a jacket, or what do you do?
That really comes down to the performer. There's lots of different styles of magicians, from the tux and tails to a modern day t-shirt. And you just find what you feel comfortable in, and that seems to work the best. Sometimes there's magic malpractice, and there's not like the best looking outfit with that person, but yeah, but it eventually levels out, and you find what your style is.
Do you think that helps your image? I mean, your image obviously has to work into what you're doing for someone to win a prize. You have to look better or do things better.
Oh, I think when in competition style, it's very intense. Everything counts, from your presence on stage to your opening appearance to your ending, your climax, your technical ability. And contests really critique everything. But on stage, for regular audiences, they're more along the lines of whether it's entertaining or not.
So contests is like several judges judging you when
Right.
you're doing different parts of your show.
Right. And
I never even knew that happened.
well, it's like everything in most fields. There's always the competition amongst competitors, and this is just a set one that happens every 3 years.
Do you use animals in your show?
Not very often. Actually, I found that it's easier to travel without the animals than it is to travel with the animals, especially with the airplanes.
But that's a
and
big
everything.
trend, isn't it?
Animals are very popular.
Audiences like to see animals for some reason.
Right. Animals are fun, but I work on more of a different style of setting, and my style of magic's a little bit different than animals.
So yours, you were saying, was a close-up.
Well, close-up, and I also do stage.
But the other people who were performing with you, what do? They do
comedy magic, some even grand illusion at the It's a Magic Show. Even at the Magic Castle, you can see all these aspects if you were to go there. You can see one room where it only seats 20 people, and then there's other rooms that seat 150 people. So.
$20 bill.
Oh yeah, you have the old
What
trick.
can you do with this?
Well, one of my favorite tricks I used to do when I used to work in a restaurant doing magic.
You want this?
Yeah, I'll
Will you give it back?
Well, that's not my problem. Is to take a bill from an audience member, and so we'll make sure this is a normal $20 bill.
Yes, you took it from me.
And we're going to take the 20, and we're going to fold it up like this, and we're going to take it, and we're going to fold it up again.
Do you talk during your act?
Sometimes not. A lot of the acts I do a lot of stuff in Europe, and I recently did a lot of things in Europe and Asia, and music seems to work better because there's no language barrier. So
do you use music?
Yeah, I
You
do.
have tape music or what?
Oh, CD, digital, and
That's
stuff
right,
like that.
okay.
Yeah, here we go. Watch carefully. With the $20 bill, we fold it up. We unfold it once. We unfold it twice. We unfold it crisp.
Oh no, I
Brand
see what's
new.
happening.
$1 bill.
Oh, it turned into a $1 bill.
Bummer.
Did you have it in your sleeve?
Oh, no.
Give me my $20 back.
Well, would you like to see it again?
Yes.
I need another $20 bill.
no.
Okay, all right. We'll do it again.
It turned into a 1.
Watch, here we go. Watch carefully. As I
Yeah,
take
you
this one, I
didn't do
fold it here.
anything.
I'll fold it again here. I'll fold it one more time there. I'll fold it again like that. So when I unfold it once, I unfold it twice, I unfold that crisp, that original,
I see the
that $20 bill.
How'd you do that?
Very well. It was a great trick, by the way. It was very great.
How do you do that? That is so great.
Well,
Did
thank
you learn this when you were a kid?
Yes, it's actually one of the first tricks I learned, and it stuck with me.
It was?
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
You're the card person. You brought a deck of cards with
Oh
you,
yeah,
too.
I
So
actually work a
show
lot
me.
with cards. Over the years, I found cards were very universal because I got to.
Do you always have stuff up your sleeves? Is that it?
I try not to.
Is that why you wear long sleeves?
No, actually, I usually like to roll up my sleeves, but you just have to look a little bit more professional. But one of my favorite things to do in magic was with cards, because cards is always easy to work with. And if I could, I'm gonna need you to help me select a card.
That's all I can do. I can't do any more
Oh,
than
no problem,
that.
no problem. Pull any card you like out. No, don't take that one. I was forcing that one. Let's pick a different one.
Oh, no, I'm not
Okay,
gonna
take
do
that one.
it.
Look at that card.
You just
Memorize
keep-
that
keep-
card.
keeps- Oh, good one.
All right. Can you go ahead and make sure everybody sees what the card is, so it makes it a
I'll
little
do
bit.
it over there.
All right, you got it. Great. Now I'm going to thumb through. Oh, the Queen of Clubs. That's easier. Thank you. No, it's
another
okay. It's
one.
okay. I've
Will
seen
you
the trick.
still find it?
I've seen the trick before. It's okay. I'm going to thumb through here. You tell me when to stop.
Okay.
Okay, you're going to
Go
have to say
again.
stop.
Stop.
Place your card right there. Now there's the card, right?
Yes.
Watch carefully with the Queen of Clubs.
Well, you knew that,
well,
but
it's okay.
we have to find her anyway, right?
Yeah, with a simple shuffle, and yes, simple cut. That's not the card. Actually, there's the Queen of, no, there's the Nine of Spades. Watch
Right.
carefully with that one, because when I bend it like that, I can actually show you that it turns into the Queen of Clubs.
Oh my gosh. And I didn't even have to hide it. You knew. How'd you find it?
Very well. I'll tell you what.
These are your answers, because people must ask you this all the time. How'd you do that?
Oh yeah, I get that a lot. And so.
And what do? Do you tell your mother? Have you ever told your mother any of these tricks?
Well, actually, I used to follow my mom around all the time, asking her, you know, watch this, trying to get attention. But, you know, slowly but surely, I was fortunate enough to be able to work as a magician and deal with other people.
And what is she? Do you tell her the tricks? Do you tell anyone your tricks?
Sometimes, not all the time. You gotta keep some secrets for yourself. So.
I know, but is that the real trait of a magician, that you have to keep these secrets?
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
Do you guys understand what each other is doing?
Somewhat. It's more like every profession. The more you see, the better you are at it. And so the more magic you see and the more you understand it, when you see other variations of an effect, it's rather rolling through a Rolodex in our head of trying to figure out how things are working.
That's what I mean. And do you figure them out sometimes?
It's all magic.
You can't, but do you criticize other magicians? I mean, in your own head, not out loud, that they're not doing it like they should be doing it?
Everybody in the magic community is a very small a very small community, and everybody gives everybody help and advice, and it's one of the best things. And I think it's a great, you know, it's everybody's working together. Unfortunately, everybody's out there to fool each other.
So they are, even their colleagues.
Oh yeah, which you can see at Magic Contests. Magic Contests is like everybody's competing against each other to see who's the sneakiest, and that's pretty much what it is.
Well, now that you're the big winner,
I like that.
They have to like really go far to get ahead of you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've got to.
Well, Jason, we're going to keep watching for you, because I think probably the Las Vegas stage, after you graduate from college,
right,
the Las Vegas stage will be your venue, huh?
Well, I've been fortunate enough. I've been out there a little bit already, but you know, eventually that's where I'd like to be.
So, Jason Latimer.
Thank you.
Thanks. Want to do some tricks while we go off? And thank you all for being with us, watching the Joan Quinn Profiles. We'll see you next time. Keep writing to 777 South Figueroa, 44th floor, Los Angeles 90017. Thanks.
Thank you.